The 6-inch Master Sword that could land you in prison. Netflix's latest adaptation is no longer on the horizon, and the exploit that swarms your Apple Vision Pro with spiders. I'm Ash Dixon, f that, and this is Ginx News. You may be aware, but a rather massive news story is reverberating around Britain right now. Nope, I'm not talking about the UK election. Instead, a Zelda fan is facing 4 months in prison after carrying a small replica Master Sword in public. Now, out of the 6-inch items he could have paraded around the streets, you'd think a little Zelda prop would be a tame choice. But not according to the Warwickshire police. Why? Well, because despite being a replica, it was an actual blade and is actually sharp. And considering knife crime is a plague on UK streets, it is right to take it seriously, but 4 months in prison and a £154 fine just for carrying it about seems like a massive overreaction. Especially if you're an American, where you're used to guns being paraded around the streets, neighborhoods, and schools. Plus, what does that mean for like cosplayers? I know most of the weapons aren't metal, but some look incredibly realistic and some definitely could be used as weapons. So let's dig into the details, shall we? And you can make up your own mind. The whole fiasco took place in this town, up in Warwickshire. And oh look, it's one of those super obvious to pronounce British town names. I'll give you a little second to have some guesses. Nuneaton, maybe? Perhaps you're thinking Nuneaton. Oh, that does sound nice. That's wrong. It's Nuneaton. And when you picture a Zelda fan, you probably picture some weeby looking dude, maybe a bit nerdy, probably lacking in friends. Well, in this case, his name is Anthony Bray. And yeah, I don't like judging a book by its cover, but perhaps there's more to this story. Well, Bray says he brought the replica as a fidget toy, which I can see a button-activated sheath being fun to stim out on. If it wasn't an actual blade, in that case, maybe don't fidget with it.
Now stand back, I gotta practice my stabbing.
Originally, he was spotted on CCTV, holding it out in front of him, just walking around the town centre with it seemingly in its sheath. Bray then approached some officers with the blade visible, which is not the smartest idea. And oh look, Bray has a criminal record which includes multiple burglary convictions. So yeah, this probably is a case of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But what do you think? Is 4 months too harsh for just carrying it around? Would this stop you from carrying around any prop weapons? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. We all know the gaming industry is in a dire state right now, with waves of layoffs being announced left, right, and center. But what particularly stings is there's always some big shot left behind making $10 million a year. Or worse, even if they do get kicked, they do so with a mountain of cash. Well, the latest developers to be hit by layoffs is Surgent Studios, who released Tales of Kinzera Zao just a couple of months ago. And despite a load of strong reviews, it seems it just didn't perform as well as expected. Especially as the very similar Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown exceeded expectations just a few months prior, and with the benefit of a far more established IP. Its founder, Abubakar Salim, announced the layoffs on Twitter on Tuesday, and has since been replying to the post with some lovely words for those who were affected. And you know, sometimes these things are necessary evils, and it's nice to see someone handle it with some sense of decorum. And I recognize we may have a bias when it comes to Abu. He came into the office not too long ago for a super interesting interview. We have a segment up on this channel and the full video up on our Patreon. But I guess a somewhat slim silver lining in all of this is that this is a case where things just didn't work out, and not because some greedy exec was desperate to make the next Fortnite. And after Tango Gameworks closed, it seems you can make one of the best games on a console and still be shut down. So yeah, gotta love gaming in 2024. Let's speed into the quick fire round with yet more things that are just completely falling apart. Relatable content. A Netflix show based on the Horizon series has been paused. According to a report from the Rolling Stone, the showrunner Steve Blackman has a history of toxic, bullying, manipulative, and retaliatory behavior. That's according to various staff on his other show, The Umbrella Academy. He denies these allegations, and let's hope they aren't true, but if they are, at least another asshole megalomaniac is being held accountable. It just sucks that a potentially great gaming adaptation might be brought down with him. And I realize the cybernetic fantasy setting of Horizon is a bit more niche and it doesn't quite have the draw as, say, The Last of Us, but that adaptation, along with Fallout, just leaves me wanting so much more. At least we still have Arcane Season 2 to look forward to. And let's spin into some more positive news, shall we? The Apple Vision Pro can no longer be filled with spiders. For the 6 people who actually own one, here's a bit of context. Some clever hacker called Ryan Pickren managed to find an exploit that easily allows the headset's operating system to make hundreds of virtual spiders surround you when you're running Safari. Worst yet, they also come with full spatial audio. And closing Safari doesn't even get rid of them. You'd have to close a different hidden application or go around touching every single one. Thank God that nightmare fuel has now been patched. And finally, Kai Cenat blew up his house with fireworks. Well, a surprisingly well-made replica of it anyway. The stream involved him and MrBeast giving away $310,000 to viewers before lighting up the insane stack of fireworks placed behind them. And it looked great for like 2 seconds before the room was inevitably engulfed with smoke. Still, it sounded pretty hilarious. And boom! Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on Monday.